What up guys, Super Metal 983 here bringing you another CD review. But just quickly, just before I get into this review, I'd just like to deeply apologise for the lack of videos. I know that I uploaded a video like earlier, but sorry for the lack of videos over the past 2 months, something like that. If you're following us on Facebook, link down below, you'll know exactly what's going on. If not, you'll find out sooner or later on this video, because I'm going to make a proper video about this. But yeah, for those who know me, will know exactly what I mean. But anyway, let's get on for CD review, because I've got a lot of catching up to do. I've got quite a number of albums. I think I was talking to my mate on the phone last night, and I think there's like 15 releases that I want to review. So I've got a lot of catching up to do, and there's obviously stuff coming out near enough every week. So I've got to play catch up now, so let's get straight over it. This is what I'm going to be reviewing for you today. Yep. This is the debut album from Osiah, entitled Firma. This is released under Sage Music. Now, if you're into deathcore and you're from the UK, the name Osiah may have hovered around there once in a while. Osiah are a brutal deathcore band hailing from Sunderland, and they play a very nasty, down-tempo-esque kind of deathcore. I wouldn't say personally it's full-on down-tempo deathcore like the likes of, what they call it, like Black Tongue, for example, or Traitors. I don't think it sounds an awful lot like that, personally. I think it's got its very own unique kind of taste to it, and as the review progresses, you'll know what I mean. Anyway, this album's been long overdue. The band's gone through a lot of lineup changes over the years and brought out quite a few singles over the years. Their first release was called Reborn Through Hate. That is a phenomenal release. It's on their Bandcamp, I believe. Link down below. Make sure you check it out. It's a fucking awesome EP. It was just a kind of compilation EP, you could say, hence the different sounds of production on that EP. But it was still made its namesake. It is still a phenomenal EP. I still listen to it quite a bit, and there's some great tracks on there. And since then, they released also a single called Perennial Agony. I think that's how you pronounce it. And that single is what got them known, pretty much. It's simple, it's heavy, it's gritty, and just fucking phenomenal, if you ask me. But then they released a single when the new lineup came about called, what was it called? TI Visions. And loads of people jumped on that single as well, as did I, and I fell in love with it, and I honestly couldn't wait for the album. And then I found out that this track wasn't going to be on the album. It was kind of like a taster kind of thing. The TI meaning Terra Infirma. And I thought that was pretty interesting, and it made us all that more excited for the album. And they released a single for the album, which was the second track on the album, called Dethronement of Gods. Now, that song, instantly, as soon as I heard it, I knew, right, this album's going to be one of the most punishing of 2016. And from there on, I had the track on repeat, and it got us all the more excited for the album. And then, at long last, they announced the album, Terra Firma, and it was going to get released under Sage Music. Now, if you're from the UK and you know Sage Music, they used to have Ingested, Annotations of an Autopsy, Martyr Defiled, all the big British deathcore bands, you know what I mean? The big ones, you know what I mean? And so I was pretty stoked, and I couldn't wait for the album to be released. And then when the album eventually dropped, I knew I was going to be in for a wild ride, and just pummeling deathcore madness I knew I was in for. And from the first track, the intro, Hellbound, I knew instantly, yep, this is going to be something special. And from Hellbound all the way to the last track, you just know instantly that this album is going to be destructive. You know it's going to be massively destructive. From the first track all the way to the last track. It's just fucking phenomenal. I have to say, this was one of the highest anticipated releases of 2016, because I love deathcore and I love downtempo. I know not many people are keen on the whole deathcore, downtempo, beatdown kind of movement that's going on, but honestly, I fell in love with this album instantly. It's got so much grit, so much heaviness to it. It's not dreary, as I'm going to be honest with you, the guys will probably end up watching this. I was expecting a lot of dreariness, like even Virgin on Drone, like just dun. A minute later, dun. I was just expecting that all over the shop and being bored shitless and it not packing any much of an impact. But that quickly subsided, and honestly, this album is just fucking phenomenal from start to finish. There's a lot of grit, there's a lot of nasty riffage in there. There's no sense of it stopping from which track you go into, and that's what I like to hear when it comes to a down-tempo record, is it not to lose me attention and not to be dreary and just downright boring, really. And that's what this doesn't do at all. It's phenomenal. Drum work is fantastic. There's a lot of pounding nastiness to the drum sound. It really packs a wallop, you could say, or packs a punch. It just feels like the drums just sound massive and huge and really well mixed. It just sounds like a freight train coming at you and just pummeling you right in the face. It's just unbelievably heavy. Bass work, very, very audible, and locks in great with the guitars, keeps the sound really tight, but still pumps up that meaty guitar tone along with the meaty bass tone and makes it just punch you full on in the face. It's absolutely phenomenal to hear. There's so much great guitar work going on here, and there's a lot of tight riffage, and there's some goddamn ridiculously heavy breakdowns on here. I have to say that this is probably the heaviest release I have heard in 2016, and one of the best. What can I say? But honestly, absolutely fantastic work on the guitars and bass. There's even a lead section on one of the songs. I think it was Planetary Infection. I could be wrong, but there's a lead section which I really didn't expect on this album, because with it being a deathcore album, it just comes out of nowhere and it just makes you think, it's a little bit interesting, a little bit of a different kind of like vibe, just out of nowhere. Just there's a guitar solo, enjoy it while you can, and I think that works pretty well, especially with the flow of the album. Now, vocally is what this album, I feel, is getting known for, as well as its heaviness. The vocals are unbelievable. They are very diverse, very audible, and just very downright disgusting and raspy and just so evil. There's some evil as fuck vocals on this album. Like there's a very diverse range of highs mixing with mids, like a kind of shouty, despised icon-esque kind of shouts and stuff like that on the odd occasion. And then you got your basic mids, some obviously low vocals, as you would expect with a deathcore release, of course. But then you also get some really nasty, gargly, guttural lows, Virgin on brutal death metal, like kind of Virgin on Ingested kind of vocals. And then what comes into it, and what I've always liked Osiah for, is to pretty much bringing back a very nice, clean pig squeal. Like, none of this, like, shitty, like, vague attempt at a pig squeal where it just sounds like, like, you know, like the shitty pig squeal. Like, it just sounds fucking shit, if you ask me. It just sounds like there's no, like gargliness to it. It just sounds very clean and just very ear-piercing kind of pig squeal. But it doesn't sound out of place. It sounds just right in the mix. And with all those vocal abilities that are on there and the crushing musicianship going on, the lyrics are fucking phenomenal as well. I can feel every amount of anger and frustration in those lyrics, and feel it just feels evil, the lyrics, and they're very well written, very well executed, and the whole process of the album and progress of it just sounds so good. It never dulls down, no matter how many times you listen to it. I've listened to this album probably about 20 odd times now, and no matter what, how many times I listen to it, whether it's a track from it or the full album itself, it never gets boring, and it still just punishes us and just makes us just go, oh, this is just fucking mint. It's just fucking mint. It's just so fucking heavy and so destructive. It's unbelievable. It's easily my favourite deathcore, it's easily my favourite down-tempo release of the year. And I think, personally, I don't think Traitors' new album, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but their new album isn't going to hold a candlelight to how heavy this album is. It's incredible. I honestly recommend it if you're into down-tempo, deathcore, beatdown, anything slam, brutal death metal, brutal deathcore. If you're into anything like that, check out this album. It is absolutely fucking phenomenal. For an overall, well, I'm actually going to quickly tell you some tracks to check out. Dethronement of Gods, Broke Den. I think that's how you pronounce it. Broke Den, whatever it is. Street Justice, The Harvesting, Human Animals, Plague World. In fact, I'm just going to name every song at this rate. But yeah, check out the songs in the description. I'm going to leave links to where you can check out the album and enjoy those tracks and whatnot. And make sure you pick up this album. It is absolutely fucking phenomenal. And for that reason alone, I'm going to give it a solid pummeling 9 out of 10. It is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Easily the best down-tempo release. It's amazing. Yeah, I can't say anything more. It's just fucking phenomenal. So make sure you check it out if you're into down-tempo, deathcore, slam, beatdown, anything like that. If you've got a bit of a kind of broader look on deathcore and you respect all the aspects of it, check out this album. You won't be disappointed, honestly. So yeah, I'll see you until the next video. Make sure you check out Osiah. I've got more videos on the way. I don't know what order they're going to come in, but when they get uploaded, they get uploaded. So make sure to stick around for more videos. I'll see you next video. Remember, stay metal, and I'll see you later.